And our guest who has joined us via Zoom, Engineer Promise Anurika, who is Nwadigo's President, International Youth Parliament, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We're going to have a conversation on youth participation in elections in Nigeria, the emerging trends and changing perspective. Good evening, Engineer Promise.
And how are you doing?
Okay, just as we had read just before you joined us, we have so much from the youth. The youths are filled with so much, and they are waiting to give out the so many ideas that they have to take our country to the next level. And now we are talking about the youth participation in elections, not just in elections, but also holding political offices in Nigeria. Why is it that we have youths who have so much to give out, but we don't give them, they're not given the platform to perform?
I think the problem is still lies on the challenges of godfatherism, and then our fathers not been allowing us to function well, and then also them not being able to create space for us to uh, be included in decision making process. So, and also also one of the greatest factor is finance. Yeah, because here in Nigeria, uh, you know how it is. So if you're not financially stable, you won't be able to run for election, and you know how expensive our elections are. So for example, the money that you will use to run for Federal House of Representative here in Nigeria, such money can be used to run for governorship in in South Sudan or Botswana or every other African country. So I think the not too young has not really played uh, any significant role in the life of young people. Yeah, because we are not being called and we are not being allowed to be at the center. Where decisions are being carried out and where the space will be will be created for us to do more. So, but I think looking inward, the current president of the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yeah, in my own understanding, I see how he's carrying young people along in his cabinet, and also so we believe that and we pray, yeah, that he do more and also include more young people in his government moving forward.
Okay, just as what we read, it is obvious that there are certain age brackets for certain offices if you are going to participate in holding up political offices in Nigeria. Is this really a necessity? Because we have the not too young to run hashtag and statements which they keep saying, but really, why would they really limit the gap for holding certain offices? Is it that younger people don't have the strength or the idea to run a country and keep it running as well?
It still boils down to that act of wickedness and also trying to strip us, from not being at the center or at the decision making table. Yeah, because if you check, the past previous government before now, and you see during the time of General Yakubu Gowon, you see his age when he assumed, when he became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And when President Mohamed Buhari came earlier, so before this is previous government, you could see his age when he took over power. So and now what is now the hindering them? Why is there an age clause? Yeah, just because they feel the young people that you see today are very vibrant, are very intelligent, and when given the opportunity, they will do more better than our fathers. Yeah. So with all due respect to them, so I think that they are very much afraid of our zeal. They are very much afraid of our technological awareness. and they are very much afraid of what we can do. And when we come on board, it will be said, but these our fathers were there, so they didn't do this thing. So now you are the best. So, and so it happens in every segment. So when they see bright young people, that they tend to intimidate them, they tend to block them, from bringing out their best. So I think it's indeed a very great challenge. And then our fathers and our leaders knows why. And I think one of the major challenges is because they cannot just see us, do better than them, because they know that we will surely do better than them and overtake them when the opportunity is being given. That's why you see the clause.
Okay, that exactly is your opinion, because you're about to start a whole lot of arguments with that statement. But I do agree with you to an extent. Okay, let's look at the financial aspect of it. You had just mentioned that the money that you can use to contest for gubernatorial election in Nigeria, you could actually use it to, I can't remember what exactly, it contest for a presidency in South Sudan, or was it the governorship um, position in South Sudan. Why is it so expensive? These things are things that it just lasts for 4 years. It has a period of time where you can rule. So why is it such an exorbitant amount that people have to churn in just to win an election? Is it just apart from what you have to use to buy the form, and we have like campaigns as well. You have to organize campaigns and so many other things. And so much money is being used. And we know that youths might not be able to afford it. And this could actually pose, rather, it is a challenge for youths that have the zeal to participate in politics. But because of the financial aspect of it, they'll rather be laid back than have any input in it. Is this really not a challenge, and shouldn't it be looked into?
It is indeed a great challenge. They made it to be so because they know that one of the things that limits young people is finance. And I think that the it's being structured that way, so that young people will not be able to come up to challenge. And also, you know you ask why the electoral process is not so expensive. you know when criminals hijack party structure, when criminals hijack the electoral system, when criminals has hijacked the structures that would have made the country better. So what do you expect? So you expect that now it now goes to the highest bidder. For example, when political parties are doing primaries, for example, you see them selling forms. Let's say form for senate, for a senatorial form, can be sold for 10 million, 15 million. Some can sell for 20 million. Then so what have you? And then because also the young people cannot be able to play into those gimmicks. Yeah, so now it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult for a young person, to have struggled and saved over 1 billion naira or more or less, than to say you want to run for a federal House of Representative. So I think it is a game that has been structured, to stop with the young people, yeah, from aligning uh, with our fathers, in showcasing our God-given leadership vision. So, but yeah, but I also look at it this way. You see, it is also a time for we, the young people, to begin to come together and see how we can break those barriers. It is indeed a barrier. It is indeed challenging, very very challenging, and it's one of the most greatest challenge that we young people have, because when you don't have money, how do you start? In fact, how do you even approach a party to say, I want to fight for local government chairman? Before you want to fight for local government chairman, you have to go meet the party structure, those that they think that they have been in the party leaders, and what have you. So, and while you do all these processes, you don't go there empty handed. So these are the problems. And also, just like I said before, it is a structure that they have put in place to disenfranchise with the young people, and also it will also take a continuous struggle, continuous fight for us to come out from it. But what we see in the electoral processes, what we see in among the electoral empires, are just are just that some people have come to hijack the processes, and that is why it is no longer what the people vote that counts. So these are also the challenges. So I think it starts from the INEC, it starts from the security leaders. It also starts from the grassroots, from those at the grassroots. So I think it's a huge challenge. It's a very big challenge.
Okay, Honorable Promise, Engineer Promise. I was saying, in when it comes to the part of financing, we have the role of godfatherism, whereby your godfather or whoever steps in and helps with the financial aspect, the financial burden during your electoral process, help with the campaign and the rest of it. But on a different note, you have this situation where the same godfatherism situation controls what goes on in the state, in the office, not just the state, depending on the office that you're holding. You see them have a huge influence on what is being done while in governance, all because they had put you there practically. So if we are going to encourage the aspect of godfatherism, what should the youth look out for if they really have a problem with funding, but have someone that can actually help with relieve this particular stress?
Yeah, in all honesty, if you want me to tell you the truth, with the way our electoral system is being structured, you cannot talk about you winning an election as a young person without having the backings of a godfather. So that is how it's been structured. And also, but then you can't take it away that you truly want to make a change, you truly want to win an election uh, without going through a godfather. But I also want to believe that the godfather should also know and understand that when they have in mind to bring and support a young person, they should allow the young person to work. They should allow the young person to work. They should have it at the back of their mind that that is a legacy that they are leaving behind. Yeah. So, but it doesn't matter how we want to put it. It doesn't matter how we want to shape our mouth to say it. As a young person, you cannot win an election the way things are today in Nigeria without having a strong godfather who is from your region or he's at the center. Yeah. So, but then, so it is there. Yeah, and we also pray. Yeah, for it to give way so that the right people can come in and make a change.
Okay, with all that being said, let's look at social media being a very strong vice in the society. It's vice that the youth are always on, using it for different purposes. Is social media really putting the youth into action, not just the being an activist, political activism, but also putting the same energy into electoral voters turnout?
Yeah, the youth has turned the social media into something else. Yeah, yeah, social media, in other countries like uh, uh, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and other countries, like also Kenya, the youth uses the social media to make a statement, and also when it comes to electioneering, they also use it to also make a statement. But then I think here in Nigeria, yeah, also because when a young person goes to the market and buy a phone, and then then you struggle all along by yourself, and also struggle to also get data. So you are in control of what you want to use your phone for. Yeah. So, and also how it is today that data has become so expensive. So the social media for us, yeah, for the young, some young people in Nigeria, yeah, yeah, I think we can tell them how to control, what they view, what they do, and also how it's been carried out. But I feel they should also begin to use it to make a statement, just like the other African countries like Kenya, like Zimbabwe, other and also by their statements, they have been heard, and also a lot of things have been put in place. Yeah, but then, well, for us here, we are trying our best, and I believe that we will soon get there as young people.
Okay, then let's look at what happened during the 2023 presidential general elections, not just but focus on the presidential election, where we had so much youth come out in their numbers to vote for their preferred candidate. Now, do you see that obedience situation, that obedience movement, as a revolution by the youth, another, breakthrough by the youth, or it would just die off because it seems like a one-time thing?
Yeah, but yeah, just like you said earlier before now, that I'm the president of International Youth Parliament. Yeah, so I am not partisan. So, and also, I had a lot of about the obedient movement, and also I knew that in the history of Nigerian politics, that was the period of time where the young people, really come together. Yeah, so I may not know who they rooted for, or I may not know where those energies were being channeled, but I knew that during that time, the youth came out in mass, and also they voted so much, and making a statement with their votes. Yeah, so but then, in every country, it is who wins the election finally, that you can say that yes, this is the winner. Yeah, but I really love the unity that the youth and the energy that they came out with. Yeah, and I also hope that that they keep doing that, without losing focus, without being discouraged. Because I also hear, and I also get a feel from the news, whenever I'm in the country, on how young people said, no, it is not who they vote for that later became the president. So that I cannot say, and I may not say, but then, yeah, so of course is what the social media, yeah, carried out. But then I think the energy they came out with, I really give it to them, that we are indeed proud of them. We are indeed proud of the Nigerian youth, for that statement that they made, and I hope that they will not be deterred, and I hope just a similar thing also happened in Uganda, just like I said, when a young person, Bob Wine, was said to have won that presidential election. Yeah, yeah, because the youth of those countries came so much in mass, yeah, to vote. But then, yeah, so who later becomes the winner, yeah, is yet another thing. So the Nigerian youth, showed themselves that they did their best, and I will encourage them not to, relent, and I will encourage them not to relent. So whoever they feel that is the best, and that will salvage the hunger, the poverty, and the insecurity that is, ravaging the nation today. Whoever they feel that is the best, yeah. So I think I support them, and I also know that whoever that the youths have come together and said this is who we want. Yeah, I know that they won't make a mistake, and also the person will be the best.
All right, then. With all this being said, what other institutional barriers still prevent youth from participating in electoral practices and also holding political position? I'm talking about the structures and every other thing that has to do with Nigerian political system.
Yeah, one of the major things that prevents young people is, political, political brutality, political brutality, and also, lack of lack of funding, and also, not having, a playing level ground where a candidate is being selected during the party primaries. Yeah, because it's at the party primaries that you can say yes, this is the candidate of the party, and within that short period of 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 time, a lot of envelope, crosses the path, so a lot of money changes hand. So I think this is one of the challenges that are, affecting young people: political brutality, lack of funding, and also, insecurity. Yeah, because a young person can wake up to that and say, "Yeah, I want to run for an election," and then the opposition feels that this young person might shake, shake him or her. Then the next thing you hear is that that somebody goes to the young person's house and kidnap the person. Yeah, so a lot of factors, and today, today that we are suffering from Fulani herdsmen, that we're suffering from bandits, that we're suffering from all manner of things. So you may not know the ones that will be sent to come and pick you up. So when you have a genuine and a clear vision. So I think these are one of the challenges. Yeah, but just like I said, the youth should not relent. They should not relent. And I believe that a time of liberation has come for we, the young people. And I also know that 2027, moving forward, so the youth will also repeat, you know, you know, that same energy that they did in 2023. So I know that they will also repeat it in 2027 for whoever they choose. Yeah, and for whoever they want. So I know that they will repeat that. So these are the major challenges. Lack of funding, insecurity, and then the party not being able to look towards the young people and hand it over the party ticket to them.
All right, thank you so much for your input on this particular subject matter, Engineer Promise.
Thank you very much.
Save Nature TV, news in your pocket.